Hi everyone, and welcome to the CDD Vault Curves module feature tour. The Curves module allows users to easily store, plot, and analyze a wide range of data using a variety of curve fits, custom calculations, and plot customization tools. Let's dive in. In this particular search report, I have some dose-response curves displayed over here on the right. If I wanted to know a little bit more or even customize one of these particular plots, I would simply click into the plot, and that would open up the Plot Mini app. You have a lot of options in this particular app for changing the individual colors, sizes, and shapes of all of your data points for displayed molecules. But let's say I actually wanted to generate a new plot where I'm overlaying two different molecules from this same assay on one plot. All I would have to do is click on this Add Plot Overlay button up at the top. And in the molecule section, I would start typing for any registered compound's name, synonym, or other unique identifier. Once I type that in, I'll get a list of matching compounds from which I can make a selection. And in this particular case, I'm choosing to overlay two molecules from one particular protocol. I also have the option to bring in multiple protocols, so you can make a plot that contains multiple molecules with data from multiple protocols if you'd like. Once I've made my selection, simply click the Launch Plot tool, and we will generate a brand new plot with a curve per molecule, as you can see over here on the right. Using some of those color settings, I can quickly change the color of one of these curves and maybe even the data point shape to make it more distinct. If I brought in a lot of compounds and I wanted to toggle through and make some conclusions, I can just quickly hide a curve to make my display a little bit more digestible. Now let's say that you wanted to actually get this curve image out of CDD Vault. You have a lot of customization options simply by clicking the settings wheel in the upper left-hand corner. Your first option is to hide the grid lines. You can add a custom chart title. And we are currently displaying a summary curve. So these two compounds, if I deselect, switch to summary curve, were in total run 154 times within my vault. So instead of looking at every individual run's curve, I can switch to summary curves and see a summary where all of those data points are averaged into one clear and concise curve per compound. In addition, I have a statistics tab, so I can quickly turn the whiskers on my lines on and off. And I can add in an arbitrary line. So let's say I wanted to draw an end user or a data consumer's attention to a particular intercept. So in this case, my 50% inhibition line, I could draw in an arbitrary line or multiple of them and give them a custom color as well. Once you have finished making your selections and changing colors, you would come up to the PNG or PDF buttons to choose your export format of choice. So if I click on PNG in this case, you have some further customization options. So you can change the X and Y axis labels. You can also select what you'd like to show up in your export's legend. So in this case, I want to see the structure, the protocol, and the IC50 of the particular compounds on the graph. Once I've made my selections, I can click Download PNG. This will now go to your Downloads folder. And when you open it, you'll notice that you have your graph just as you customized it. And then you have your legend off to the right with your molecule structures and any other sorts of selections that you so choose to put into your presentations or publications. In addition to these plot customization options, there are also options for adding calculations into your data analysis and plotting workflows. A great example of this is going to be with HTRF data. So for most HTRF assays, you would have some wavelengths, right? So maybe a 665 and 615 nanometer wavelength read. What you can now do is bring those raw reads directly into CDD Vault, instruct us to perform a calculation so we can actually calculate the HTRF ratio for you, and then we can normalize that particular ratio and calculate percent inhibition, percent activation, or whatever you'd like based on your controls. Once you have actually set up this normalization, you can then have that data automatically passed into a plot of your choosing with whatever curve fit algorithm you'd like. To see this in action, we'll look at this example right here. So I have my HTRF percent inhibition plot generated, and you can see if we dive into some of the raw data, I fed in my 665 and 616, 15 nanometer raw data. CDD Vault then took that raw data and calculated a ratio with any sort of corrections. And then we took that ratio and compared it to your positive and negative controls in order to calculate a percent inhibition and fit that data to your curve. Again, just another option to help you streamline and optimize your data processing and minimize any sort of manual manipulation. In addition to these options, CDD Vault is also adding more and more curve fit options to your particular vaults. So as a Vault administrator, in your Settings and Vault tab, you'll see a section for Plot. In this area, you'll see a growing list of different curve fits that you can make available to scientists within your Vault. And you can even add in various comments on each of these curves to help you all through your QC processes. Thank you so much for your time.